It's officially here, the latest issue of Albuquerque the Magazine, and it is out now. You can get it. And we've been waiting a while for this one. We're excited. Editor-in-Chief Dan Mayfield is with us today to talk about it. Welcome to New Mexico
Thank
Style.
you. Good to see you again, Nikki.
It's so good to have you back. It's been too long.
I know, it's been a while.
I'll give you your magazine so you can kind of thumb through it with me while we talk about this, which happens to be the Bridal Guide.
Yes.
It's very thick. It's a very thick edition, and it's got all kinds of great advice if you happen to be headed down the aisle.
Yes, or if you have kids, or if you're just looking for a way to make February extra special.
Yes,
so,
well, who isn't?
yes.
February, it's the shortest month of the year, but there's a lot packed in.
There's a lot packed in, and we have a special story about the 28 days, and it's how to make every single day in February something special. Nikki. It's great.
I love that.
Yes, there's something for every day. It's not 2 or 3 things to do every day. Yeah.
So you actually have an actual section
There's
that does
an actual calendar in here of everything you can do from the 1st to the 28th of this month, from skiing to going to visit art galleries.
So there's no excuses if you say, I
no
really have
excuses.
nothing to do today.
Just take a day and go fishing, like this guy.
I
This
love
is great.
it. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, let's go first. Let's talk about the bride thing.
Absolutely.
Because my sister's engaged. I've been talking about it. I'm very excited for her. We'll be doing a lot about engaged couples here, of course, on New Mexico Style. And tell us a little bit about what the issue offers for the brides-to-be.
Well, this is a little bit of everything. And this one, I'm really excited because there's a lot of DIY stuff, a lot of do-it-yourself stuff for the bride-to-be. You know, we know that February is when most folks really are in the thick of planning their June wedding. You know? And we also know that it's a chance to really get out there and decide how you want your bouquet to look, how you want the reception to look, what you want for the cake, everything.
Well, my mom actually sent me an email yesterday, and she literally wrote, because I'm the maid of honor, bouquet, ... flowy or simple, you know, because she didn't know how I would want the bouquet, and I wouldn't even know how to make that decision.
And we even have a color wheel in here to show you what you can do. It's in here in the back of the magazine.
Actual color wheel?
An actual color wheel that shows you. This one is wonderful because it shows what local native flowers you can put in your bouquet.
How cool.
So if your wedding colors are purple and orange or green and yellow, you can pick whatever color you need to go with your bouquet. And those are all New Mexico native flowers that just grow up in the mountains, or you can grow them very, very easily yourself, we found out. It's really great. All the local nurseries, Osuna, whoever else you want to go to, they all have a great selection of these flowers, and they will help you make yours. Of course, it's hard to design your own.
Right. Well, what's up with the cactus?
This is, you know, if you're stuck,
just
literally
grab
a cactus.
Stuck on the bouquet.
Yes, just grab a cactus. No, the cactus, this is actually a flowering cactus.
Oh.
And you can pull the blooms off, and you can add them to your bouquet.
Really?
Yes.
I would never have thought of something like that.
You just have to time it just right and make sure you get the right kind of cactus that blooms when your wedding is happening. If you have a winter wedding, Christmas cactus are wonderful because they have that wonderful long red bloom, you know? Or if you have a spring wedding, you can get, of course, a yucca with the bright, big yellow bloom.
Ooh. See, I love that.
Yeah.
It's just happy. To me, that represents happy. I want to see some of the wildflowers. Let's see the wildflower side.
Well, some of the wildflowers in here are, well, anything you want to grow, actually, can also be a wildflower.
Oh, really?
And a lot of them substitute for what we might think of as regular wedding bouquet flowers. You can substitute a lot of native grasses for things like baby's breath.
Nice.
Which is a standard bouquet. It fills it out and makes it wonderful, but why not substitute that with a wonderful bit of grass from New Mexico?
Okay.
And then if you really want something fun, this guy...
Elvis Presley?
He has become my new favorite guy. This is Elvis Chavez.
Elvis Chavez.
And,
very nice.
He's from Albuquerque. He's a former school teacher.
Is he really?
And he started singing to the school kids one day and realized he had this amazing talent for being Elvis. And he goes and he performs as Elvis at weddings all around town.
So you don't have to go to a chapel in Las Vegas to be married by Elvis.
Not anymore.
You can stay right here.
You can stay right here. And he does all the Elvis songs. And of course, all the requests. Exactly.
I love it.
me.
You've got that deep voice. I bet you could do it.
No, I don't know. You don't want me singing. But he can sing all the great stuff, and he also does some great Spanish songs.
Does he really?
Yeah, all the Spanish songs.
So he's the bilingual Elvis.
That's it.
Love
and
that.
he will perform at your wedding or I think any other party you book him for.
Good to know. And it's called Long Live the King. That's the segment in the book,
Albuquerque the Magazine,
okay.
yes.
Yeah,
this hit
it's like a book
newsstands this
to
week.
me.
It is a book. It's
amazing.
Yeah, this month especially.
Well,
and
Albuquerque the Magazine I always say to you, it's a great coffee table book. It really is, because it's something that can last past the month of that edition.
Absolutely.
Especially
we hope that people keep it around. And stuff like this with the Bridal Guide, it's something that we hope people keep around for several months, because you never know when you're planning a wedding.
Exactly. So true.
Yeah. And also we have our bridal showcase coming up with Albuquerque the Magazine. It's March 6th at the Hyatt Tamaya Resort. And that'll be great because there's a chance that you can enter a raffle for a $5,000 bridal surprise.
Ooh,
and then also there's iPad giveaways and iPod giveaways, all kinds of great stuff.
Do you have to have a ring on your finger to go?
No, not at all. I think there's a lot of people who are going just because just come on down. There's a lot of folks who are just coming just to see what's out there, you know, because as you know, bridal fashions change as quickly as anything else.
Absolutely.
And we're bringing a lot of folks in who have the latest fashions in gowns and rings and whatever else you can imagine.
Well, what I also love about this edition that you were talking about earlier is that you talk about gifts and favors, because that's a big part in the planning process, and you don't want to waste your money on something people will never touch or look at again.
That's it. And there's a whole story in here about what the best way to really thank your guests and thank your bridesmaids for showing up is. You know, there's several different ways you can do it, but we have some suggestions in here.
They're great.
And also suggestions on wine. What's the favorite wine for a good toast? And how do you pick the right wine for the right toast? And what do local wineries offer, too? There's a lot of great local wines in here.
I know. You really need to take advantage. When you're in New Mexico, you have to take advantage of it. Now, let's also take a look at this month's cover, because it's actually all about the fun places to take kids. So you don't have to be a bride-to-be to enjoy this edition.
Not at all. And really throughout the year in Albuquerque, there is so much great stuff you can do with the kids, and everything from the zoo to the aquarium. Did you know that you can stay overnight in the aquarium?
No.
I didn't either. They will let you stay overnight. And here's the zoo, and the zoo has really something... It's like something new every day, and it's really great. I didn't know this, but in February is when the polar bears get really excited.
Really?
Yeah, and they love the cold weather.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
The zoo is perfect in February to see something you wouldn't see in the summer. You don't necessarily think of going outside and hanging out at the zoo.
Right. A lot of times you think, well, it's February, it's too much to take the kids, but it actually is probably one of the best times of the year.
Absolutely. All the animals from the colder climates love it, and they really get excited this time of year.
Oh, that's so cool.
So the zoo is a wonderful place to go.
Definitely.
But then if you're cold, you know, there's places like Golfernoggins, which is indoor golfing. The story is called I Spy With My Little Eyes, the Parents' Guide to Albuquerque.
I love it.
It's a chance you can just take a look at all the different stuff to do in town. And there's even stuff like the Rattlesnake Museum in Old Town that we think about, but we don't think about how much our kids would really love it. Yeah. And it's a chance where you can learn all about snakes, all about lizards, see some of them, touch some of them, and see gigantic shed snake skins. And I know
the kids might like that more than I would.
Kids love that. They absolutely love that.
But you know what I think is so amazing, and especially in the new year, and we're still only in January, people are trying to save money, of course. They're trying to get right on budget. You know, you don't have to go far. Look at kids are playing with leaves in the backyard and having fun. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to take you don't have to get on an airplane.
There are more than 30 parks in Albuquerque.
Really?
You can take your kids
in
to.
Albuquerque alone?
Yeah. And there are, a lot of them have really, really wonderful play areas for kids. And then when in the summer, I didn't know this either until I was putting this together. The city and the county both have spray parks.
What's a spray park?
That's what I said. In the spray park, it's kind of like this really fancy pants sprinkler park.
Oh,
so you can run through the sprinklers. But they're not regular sprinklers. These are things that are giant rainbows that sprout water out, it's amazing.
That's a kid's dream.
It is.
That is a kid's dream. So when does that start happening? Like May, April?
They're open May 1st through October 1st. And it is a blast.
How
Little kids love it. And there's one at the Raymond G. Community Center down in North Valley, and then there's another one at a community center up in the Heights. And there is all kinds of great stuff at the spray parks for kids, and it's $1 for a kid to get it.
$1. We can
Yeah,
all do that. We can all do that. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, of course, you can see all the details about this month's issue of Albuquerque the Magazine, which is available at many local retail outlets. And
this week,
yes,
it's on newsstands.
This week,
yes.
so you don't have to wait any longer. And of course, you can check out the website, ABQ the Magazine. Dan Mayfield, we are so thankful you were here to join us.
Anytime.
Such good information. It's such a great magazine. And of course, we are going to be talking just ahead to Debbie Gibson and Tiffany, who I got to talk to this week about a sci-fi movie they're starring in. That interview will be coming up right after the break. Debbie Gibson, love her.